What's up, fam? We're gonna be going live here in just a minute. I'm just gonna get this light fixed because I know it's gonna get dark very quickly. Let me focus on this. Do it. Okay, is it this way? This way. Okay. We'll get it together. Okay. How are you feeling on this day? So funny. I'm like waking up, and even though, we know that this whole waking up with superpowers is just like an internet thing that we came up with, but still, like Saturn and Jupiter being conjunction is definitely a cosmic event that we want to pay attention to. Oh, let me turn something down. And also take advantage of, just like we would a full moon, a new moon, take advantage of that alignment. And I've been watching Jupiter and Saturn, since they've been visible in the sky. Ooh, that's real bright. Is this too bright? It is. I like the other one better. Maybe we'll just do like low light today. Let me know if the sound is good because I don't think I tested this mic. Whew, my eyes are blinded. Let me readjust. I also need to get a little box for this so we can sit up high enough. Oh, I'm just bongos. So you guys feel free to go comment in the boxes. Comment or ask questions in the side throughout this live. Always feel free to ask me questions, even if it's off topic. Like, if that's something that you need to know or you feel called to ask, then do it. It does not have to be on topic. I can go with the flow. I am a mutable fire sign, so. Happy Monday, everybody. Today is a very empowered feeling day. And it's not because I woke up with some new powers, but it's because just even the hype around it made me realize and tap more into the fact that, like, yeah, I've been working on my superpowers. I've been working with my superpowers. And even just with meditation, working with just staying in the present moment and feeling energy, right? Like even feeling energy in your hands. Does anybody ever do this thing where you play with a ball of energy in your hands? I've been doing that for like 2-3 years now. And it definitely is a lot more tangible than it was when I first started. And so it was just like started and I could feel resistance, like magnetism. And then this is a bad angle. And then I just kept doing it. And like eventually, like you can just like feel this like ball of energy between your hands. And I always thought one day I'm just gonna like make a ball of fire and throw that shit. So to me, I'm like I love fantasy, I love sci-fi, and I love, all the superhero movies, especially the ones with the Black characters in them, because it really resonates with how I feel about myself, how I identify. Like I've been a superhuman, So today is just a reminder and also an empowerment to walk in that, to step into that, and to, stop playing around and acting like you don't have power within you to do big things, And it's really about if you want to do it. I think our superpower as humans has always been to learn and adapt, just like we're learning and adapting right now. Your brain can learn to play instruments. It can learn different languages. You can do anything, right? And I know, like, I've been living recklessly up until now, and I'm still going to do it, to a certain extent. But that's just who I am, adventurous, a little crazy with my decisions. But it's taught me what I can do. And I've challenged myself to really know the boundaries that I thought I had before. Like, I can actually break through those. Actually, I'm a lot more empowered than I would have known if I had not tried those crazy things and really pushed past my fears. So that's what I'm always talking about, be fearless. But it's hard to put it into words, like do this to, have less fear. It really just comes down to doing it. And it's accepting that fear. I think like leaning into it. And I experienced this when I was on my birthday, what do you call, like a pilgrimage, yeah, to the hot springs. So I was on the side of the mountain. I almost fell down the mountain. And I was feeling like just like kind of weak, not weak, just like lightheaded. But I think it was just kind of maybe the elevation. But I said, like, I know I'm gonna go and finish this hike. Like I know I'm gonna go do exactly what I plan to do. So let's just do it, or figure out how we're gonna do it. And there are times where I just took a moment and stopped and got my footing together and just kept going. Like it was just kind of like a keep going, very focusing. And that in itself was like this meditation of life where you're going to slip, you're going to fall, or you're going to lose your footing, and even go off path and they get lost, which I did twice. Um, but you're going to you got to get back home, right? And there's a certain willpower in you to survive and to get back home. And I remember thinking this when I used to go running for long distance. So I used to do long distance running, y'all. And it was after I had, which is another superpower. We're going to talk about healing asthma. I'm going to talk about that after this. But um, after using running actually to do that, I was running and I would, be like, I'm just going to, um, like, I can't take one more step. And you think that you can't take one more step, but then you push past that little, that part where you think you might die. And it's like, oh, I'm not dying. And it's because you've accepted that discomfort, because you know that discomfort is going to lead you into the other side, right? And lead you to what you wanted to accomplish, which is whether finishing the mile, finishing the race, finishing the project, finishing the song, whatever it is. But it's accepting that uncomfortable part of it and leaning into it, because you know that that's part of it, and that's part of you going to where you want to go. And that's something I've really been reflecting on myself. And every time I go on these hikes, I've been hiking a lot. And every time I go on one, I'm like, we're going to learn about ourselves today. We're going to push through some boundaries. And we're always going to go further than we thought we could. And so I've been doing that as a daily meditation, using physical exercise, going outside in nature, and just being present in all the sounds. I really feel like I can hear birds a lot more now, like, and other sounds, because sometimes in the mornings I'll just listen to the birds. I don't even like my phone in the morning. Like this shit is like, it's gone in the morning. I look at it like later on, a lot later on. Well, yeah, we can learn anything. You can practice anything. And a lot of the people that we look up to or idolize, it's just that they've practiced on that. It's just that they've been consistent, and you could do the same thing. So it's that understanding that instead of, just watching, observing, it's like you can do it too, or hoping, or like, I wish I could do that. I wish I had that. And it's like, you can. And for me, it's like, I don't want to sit around and be wishing all day. It's like, we're going to do something, or we're just going to like accept the chill, accept whatever's in the present, which we should, but you know what I mean? Accept where we're at, or we're going to do something about it. And excuse me. And just watching Jupiter, Saturn in Sagittarius this season, it's been like a reminder every time I look up. And Mars, right? Because Mars is a planet of action. Um, like all this fire, and it's inspiring creativity, it's inspiring action, and also just like that power that a lot of people thought they're going to wake up with. It's like it's been brewing up already. It's been brewing up inside you, and it's really about you accepting it and not being scared of it too. Because a lot of times you gotta admit, like, we're scared of our own power. We're scared of success. We're scared of, get into relationships and having to deal with even ourselves, right? So it's you gotta choose your battles, and some battles are definitely worth it. But mm, So I think like the biggest thing with me with you know, walking in this super powered life is consistency, right? And we all have trouble consistency. I do. And I always have to think about like, am I inconsistent because I don't want to do it? Or am I inconsistent because it makes me uncomfortable? Am I inconsistent because I'm unmotivated? Like finding where the root of the inconsistency is. Like, let's say if it's with a relationship, because we can all connect to this. You know, you're in a relationship, and I know a lot of times this happens on the women's side where um, when I was younger, it happened. It seemed to happen a lot on the women's side, but now I'm like, it happens on both sides. Or you're not getting a call, not getting a text, no communication, and you're wondering, you know, like what this person feels about you, or you know, like if this person is interested, you know, and their lack of consistency, whether it be answering your calls or you know the frequency of just communication overall, is like, oh, maybe they are not interested, and so it's kind of like if you think about the person of interest as like what you want in life, your manifestation, and it's magnetizing, it's coming towards you, but you're not acting like you're interested because you're not consistent, your lack of consistency. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess you're not interested, you know, and that's how I think of manifesting too, because it's like you want something and you're working on it, or you want to work on it, right? You a lot of us want to work on some shit. We're not doing nothing. But you have this manifestation, but your actions are not consistent with it, right? So that magnetism of that drawing in and being in the present, drawn into the present in your life, it's blocked by the lack of consistency, which is interest. So I think of it like spiritual interest, you know. It's like God's like, do you want this or not? Like, do you want these blessings or not? You're not acting like you're interested. Oh, hi. Do you have superpowers? I do. I've had superpowers. Let me tell you what my superpowers are. I think I don't think I know. My superpowers is the power to create. I can create anything, and with intention, with detail, with like layers of thought, and yeah, like richness. So that is my superpower, is to create, and it goes across many things. Y'all see me create a lot of things, whether it's clothes, music. What else do I do? A lot of things. Courses. Whether it's this, I created this whole entire room. Like, so I'm just like a creative force. And it makes sense too because I am a triple fire sign. So I do carry a lot of fire energy. And Mandan, yes, Mandan, I can create babies. That's correct. And like we were saying, you already have superpowers. So let's think about women, right? Our superpowers. Men, your superpowers. But let me focus on the women right now. Our power to create, yes, nurture, attract. And that's why I feel like when it comes to manifesting, like you need a goddess on your side. You need a woman in your life, a mother that prays, an auntie that prays, some woman that energy of a woman's faith, with that compassion is very strong. And so we can create not only babies, but we can create events. We can create actual existence, life happening, unfolding, right? We can create opportunities, we can create money, um, we can create a lot of things. Drama, wars, we can create all that shit. Flying, I wanted to fly. You know what? Flying has been something that I've thought about since I was a kid, and dreamed about. So I just had a dream last week, and I have these dreams often where I am flying, and it's like not like flapping and shit, you know. I'm like, whoosh, you know, like just lift off. And or sometimes it's like this spring jump where it's like the Hulk, and you just like spring off like a building or something. A lot of times I'm running from a bad guy, or also helping other people escape a bad guy or a big event. I remember one time it was like a tsunami. You ever had a tsunami dream? That shit is scary. It's so scary. And I was like, maybe I'm as a kid, I just watched too much of those like disaster shows where like the tsunami came rushing in. And I was always fascinated with them. So maybe that's why. But um, flying is like, yeah, that's definitely the ultimate. If there was a choice, um, and because it's so free, right? Just the access that you have being on land and in air, like commuting, the view, like the air. Like sometimes I'll look at birds, like you see hawks and stuff here. You see them soaring and stuff right in the waves, and so I'll put myself into their body and imagine that I am them. So I'm kind of seeing from their point of view and riding the waves, and it's nice. I think it's really nice to be a bird. What time is the planets aligning? I'm ready for these powers. Let's check our phone. So I have this app that's really helped me get to know all of the constellations. I don't know all of them like by heart, but I'm very familiar with the sky. I can use it to navigate and stuff. So it's called Sky Guide, right? So you can see um, if there was, I can see different kind of things. Where did I can't see it? Let me show you where the things are at. So the sun is right there. So right now, wow, that's crazy. Let me take a screenshot of this. So right now the sun, that's not it. There you go. Yeah, so right now the sun, there you go. That's the sun and this is Mercury. So the sun and Mercury are like holding hands almost. And in the sky we have, let me see, there's the sun and Mercury, and then Saturn and Jupiter are nearby. So they're like right there right now. So you should be able to see them. I will go outside, but I don't have to leave you. Should be able to see them right now, coming down over the horizon. I'm gonna take a picture and show you. And it depends on where you are, right? If we're in a different area of the world, different hemisphere, that's where it is right now. So that's the sun. Sun's going down, and then this is Sagittarius, and then Jupiter and Saturn are right there. But let me see the time. I don't know the exact time actually. I thought it already happened. Yeah. They already did it because last night was when I started looking at it. And then you can see this is such a cool app. So this is called Sky Guide. If you guys are interested, if you really love the cosmos and you want to learn, there it is. So you can see Jupiter in here. It shows you, this is blurry as hell, but it shows you the planets and then all their moons lined up. Jupiter's moons are lined up, and then Saturn is right there. So Saturn's like off to the corner already. So if you ain't got them by now, you ain't got them by now. It happened. I looked at it yesterday. I ran up to this really the steep hike with the stairs that I go on, and you could see it. And I got a picture of that too, actually. But they're like, boop. But yeah, so now it's like this, right? So they're gonna continue to move like that. So that's just the app that I use to get to know all the constellations and stuff. So does anybody have any superpowers that they want to report? Has anything changed for you? I really think that it was a good way to use this, to just like be in that mindset of a super powered human, right? Or to dive deeper into what you feel energetically. Because some of you might have like sat there and like breathed and felt some tingle somewhere and be like, it's happening. So keep doing that because building more awareness of the energy in your body, it really opens you up. It opens up your senses, first of all. And that's why I feel like I can hear pretty well. And you know what? I can see really good. I think I have a hunter's eye where even though I don't have like 20/20 vision, I see motion very well, like out of my peripherals. So if there's a deer, a bunny or something like on a hill somewhere high up and it's this small when you look at it, but I can see that shit moving while I'm driving. So I think that is part of my superpowers as well. But um, yeah, so let me know if you have any. You lose your power soon if you have it? Well, I wouldn't think so, but I mean, I'm not experiencing that. So you gotta let us know. You tell me if they start to fade away. I always say, like, if you sense something or you feel something, the best thing to do is entertain it. And entertain it, not like, let's see what's going on, let's play with this. But yeah, play with it, like explore it. There you go. That's the better word. Explore it. So feel more into it without distraction, feel more into it without judgment and without already putting a story on it. Like a lot of times people will have a story for like every time they see a purple light, right? And they'll have a whole story for it, what it means and all this. But um, what if it doesn't mean that every time, right? Or what if it's something different? What if it's not even a purple light? Then you miss all those lessons or you miss all those observations because you already have an idea what it is. And that's like a lot of times we do that. We do that with life, right? We already have a story. And with the zodiac, oh my God, I love the zodiac. I love understanding the stars and our personalities. But people use it so much to judge and to create your whole life story without ever meeting you. And it's like, it's a guideline, y'all. It's not a, cookie cutter. Like every person is this because you're born on this day. You're a Cancer, and that means that you're being emotional about this. You've been way too emotional about this because you're a Cancer, right? So then that gives us another judgment, another block, another mental block to connection. Like, so now it's like I can't really connect with you because you're an emotional Cancer, and I'm a gangster Aries, give something. But yeah, it's so easy we get these labels with, our signs, our star signs. But at the end of the day, they're guidelines. And it's also like, not written in stone, like it's fluid, just like our lives, we change. Some days you might not feel anything like, a flaming Sagittarius. Sometimes you might feel different, sometimes you might resonate with a Taurus. And I think that it just gives us kind of like personality traits of humans, right? And guidelines of like how we can identify or not even so much judge, but actually more understanding. And I think a lot of times instead of making it more understanding, it's like, yeah, I understand this so much. Now I can judge you. And this is the new label you get. And I know everything because I know the zodiac. And it's a lot of that ignorance out there, y'all. It's a lot. Mm, um, do you think people can shoot lasers? Not until I see it. Do you know anyone with a visible power? A visible power? No. I'm just gonna answer that very quickly because I'm like, what is a visible power? Like what I would see in the Avengers? No. I mean, no, no. But you know what I think is similar? Think about why can't I remember her name right now? The Dark Phoenix. Jane the Dark Phoenix. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. I'll think of her name in a minute. But she has that she basically like she could fly, but it was like she was filling up with so much fire, like so much rage that she would like levitate, and then also like push it away. So I feel like that's kind of like power of women, like the strength of their emotional energy, the strength of their love, the strength of their creativity and their drive. Like, yeah, the Dark Phoenixes. Oh, but yeah, I think that superpowers are. This is the name, y'all. Because you haven't gotten your green body butter yet. So this is whipped, right? And it goes on so nice too. Look at this. Yes. Oh my God, it smells good. This is actually the repellent one, but this smells good. I think it's the eucalyptus and lemon that makes me really like it. But yes, green body wellness. I'm like really excited too because I'm going to be launching some new products in 2021, y'all. So we have the body butters now, and actually even got. I'm not really good at it. Let me see. I need to practice this. I tried. We'll get it one day. I think it's just dark in here. But there's new products coming up in 2021. We're gonna be doing a beard balm and some body oils. Oh yes, yes. Not that dark. There you go. Yes. And that is really right. Yeah. Let's put it on this table. And new music. I have new music coming out um, in the spring. I'm learning. I'm learning to not give like specific dates because we know that it's not going to happen, y'all. Like life happens. Things are slower than you would like them to happen. And you just got to go with the flow. So I'm learning to not make solid dates on things. I give you like a time frame. The spring, that gives me a whole season to get it done. And actually have the song. The song's already done, so I can release it whenever I want. It's just about there's another one, and I want to kind of like put out 2 to 3 at a time this time because it has like a certain um flow to it. Like it has a certain intention behind all those songs, and they're all about love. So I did want to do it by February, Valentine's Day, but that's like a month and a half from now. I'm not going to rush my creativity like that, not when I don't have to, right? So I'm not maybe putting pressure on myself, making hard deadlines for things that I don't have to do. I will keep that for things that require hard deadlines, right? So this year, simplify, simplify, simplify. That is what I'm doing. And simplify even means like doing less of the tasks that I do. So I do everything back end, I do everything front end, I do my website. So releasing some of that was really good. And I was forced to do it because one of the things that happened was I lost my Canva account, which Canva's a graphic platform. If you don't know, it's like you just make graphics on there. So all my graphics are on there, y'all. Product graphics, flyers, post, everything's on there. And I lost it. Not lost it. I tried to delete part of something, a part of an account, right? I tried to delete a team member and it deleted my whole account. All my stuff is gone. And then they don't have a website, not have a website. They don't have a phone number, not a real email address, and no way to contact them. So you just have like a form that you submit and your complaint. And I did like 10 of those over the course of a week. And I said, you know what? I started to just make another account on somewhere else and start doing what I like, start building back up from what I was doing before. And I was like, let me try to go in a different direction because I'm always very solution oriented. So if there's a problem, come up with a quick way to fix it, the best way to fix it in a short period of time. And I know a lot of that just comes from, being innovative, being a survivor, also being a nurse. You just have to like solve problems quick. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So I was thinking this time I'm going to do something different. And that's been my theme too, since my birthday, especially, is to do the opposite of what I usually do. Not the opposite so much, but even, just different and really just think about my intentions behind the things that I do. And I've just been taking my time and I was like, okay, let me not jump and start off from where I left off. And let me see if I can get it done another way. So that's what I'm doing now, getting it done another way. And that simplifies my life a lot, right? Because I have a lot of things in the queue to create. I want to create more music, which like I already am doing, working on a few things. But then there's also, certain content I want to create that I think is really helpful for people. If you guys have seen some of my tutorials on self-care, on meditation, I know the one that was about removing upper head tension, the stretching one and stuff, that one was really good and helpful. So a lot of people commented and said they got a lot of benefit from that because everybody has a tight neck. Like we're all, sitting with bad posture too long, too many hours out of the day. So everybody has tension in the neck, the shoulders. And I think about those things when I'm making videos. I'm like, okay, what have people been talking about? Or, what are we all suffering from at this moment? And a lot of times it's just like physical tension, or need for mental peace, which is why I have my meditation videos. So I tried a lot of different kind of things this last quarter, just to see like what hits and what sits, because I don't like to, I can create anything. And I want to create with purpose. I want to create what I want to create. But also I want to see what other people are interested in. So that's what I've been doing. And I'll be going back to the motherland soon for a little bit. And I'm not going to give you too many details on that because I just want to pop in and pop out. But yeah, I'm excited. Like this year, 2020 has not been bad for me. I know you've had to adapt, but it's not been a bad year for me. And I've prayed for protection and abundance and all those things, protection from my family. And we've been good. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have that protection and that knowing, just that like confidence, like we're good. And this year has proved that. Like there's not that there hasn't been, struggles or things that's happened that have made it harder to either make money, harder to do a lot of things, right? Like harder to breathe. This year has made it harder to breathe. But yeah, like we've grown through it, we've adapted, and we're still here. And we're creating new ways to do things because we have to. So I don't think that's a bad thing. Like that's life. I'm here for it. I'm here to live life. I'm here to be challenged and grow through some shit, Also here to chill and, just be loved and receive all this abundance and fresh air. Yeah, we love fresh air. And, one thing that's really different too is I did the wellness challenge this year. And I know I kind of half-assed it, but we still did it. We did a lot more videos than we usually would do. And that was successful for me. And it got a lot easier. I started enjoying it more, and here we are. So everything is going David Banner. Music, yeah. I think they call the practice chakra. Chakra? I know what a chakra is, but I didn't know there's a practice called chakra. I'm gonna look it up. Not right now. I'll look it up later. But yeah, I do sound healing. So they're not in here, but I have my big crystal bowl. So I do my sound healing with that. And then I have my little alloy bowl. I have the symbol. And then I have tuning forks also that I used to use in healing sessions, but I use them on myself sometimes. And you just like put those really close to your ear. So I have a lot of sound healing instruments. That will be like my main way of energy medicine in like the last year would be sound healing. And a lot of times most mornings I have them binaural beats. So my favorite one right now is Schumann resonance. I think it's solfeggio. But I posted my playlist. I'll post it again, but I have a playlist of meditations on here. Is this the one? I have a playlist of meditations on here with all the frequencies that I like. It was this one. Yeah, this one in 174 hertz, Earthing Schumann. That one's J.S. Epperson, actually. But yeah, and then I have this Tibetan singing bowl with nature sounds. So I have like a playlist of healing sounds that I like. And what really helped me was what I was doing before was Tibetan Buddhist meditation with the mantras, right? And so I just brought that with my instruments. And then now I can bring that into my singing too. So I do throat chakra warm-ups before I sing and in the mornings. And then I do some breath retention exercises too to help build my lung capacity. And also just to balance your breath. Because if you think about people being in their heads all the time, which is a lot of people, right? Especially people watching a lot of YouTube, like just say you're in your head a lot. Think a lot of ideas run through your head. So that's a busy mind. right? And what meditation does, what the binaural beats can do, is to change your brain frequency so that it's not so like, yeah, 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 you know? You want your brain to be like, ooh, like the lady in Fifth Element. You guys ever see Fifth Element? It's my favorite movie. Oh, yeah. But that's why I meditate and use those instruments too, because it really is an enjoyable way for me to practice mental health and mindfulness. And that's what will bring out some superpowers too. We're talking about superpowers. If you want to develop superpowers or discover the your potential that's already there, then you have to get to a point of focus, right? Of awareness. And it's hard to be aware and access these connections when you have so much distraction and mental busyness. Carla, not right now. I'm on the phone. It's my sister. We talk every day. I like listening to Deep Forest. Deep Forest, is that like the one with like the bird sounds and stuff? Or is it an artist? I really like recommendations too. So you've got recommendations for sound healing or music that is very relaxing. Put them in the comments. There's one that my friend sends me a lot of good ones, but it was Peruvian. Yeah, it was a Peruvian. And there was a group of brothers or friends that were in the jungle, and they had the cajon, the box, and then they had the flute and some other instruments, and it was just like so beautiful. And I played that like just while I was working in the background, and yeah, it just keeps you. It holds the space, right? So when we use sound, that's why I call it like soundscapes. Like you create an environment with the sound, so you can be sitting in a dark closet, but if you close your eyes and listen, you could be in a wet tropical rainforest. Right? And that's the power of our minds too, is to transport ourselves elsewhere. But I think it's kind of like a power that we're not properly using, because we can daydream, right? And be like not present, like elsewhere mentally. But then there's other levels to it where like people that do remote viewing, right? That's a superpower, remote viewing. But remote viewing, I feel, is possible for all of us. And it really comes down to discipline, consistency, and some kind of structure, like some kind of practice. For instance, like when I had a friend that he did pass away, and he was a psychic, and he taught me certain meditations that they use to train psychics. And I went to a class actually, and so I went to a couple classes. Yeah. And so I remember the meditations that he taught me, and the visualizations are like brain exercises, right? That kind of like open you up to receiving like other frequencies and signals, like we were talking about earlier. Or it's like you're downloading a program that now allows you to, access this and now use these features. I'm sounding like we're computers, but we can all understand it that way. But yeah, it's hmm, yeah. My other way that I like to do self-care and healing is, one is music, right? The other one is movement. So even if I'm lazy and I don't want to do a hard workout like I did today, we did a workout today, y'all. Fourth one in a row. Okay. I'm telling you, it's been hard. Okay. I've been like being good with dancing, because I can just turn on like a video and learn the dance, which is what I've been doing. And I work out better, I feel like, when I'm learning a dance, because it's like a certain struggle to it where it just like works you out better. And then I feel better too, because then I'm getting better at the dance. So that's how I learn a lot of my dances, just through exercise. So then it's like I can exercise, do some physical, connection, connect with my body in a positive way through dance. And I'm also learning something. So, it's all that. Mm, 7:37. So, superpowers, as you can see, I'm quite, it's hard for me to say I'm normal because I'm not, but I'm as empowered as I was last night. Actually, I would feel mentally, I feel a lot more empowered today. Um, and I feel really good too because there's this moment like whenever you're building a business, y'all, and I've had businesses in the past. I had three. I had a clothing line, had my holistic wellness business, had my tantra business, I have my nursing services. What else have I done? I've done hair. I used to do hair when I was in college. I had a lot of businesses, right? So um, I'm realizing that I had to realize that Green Body, the products are new, right? I'm like, they're doing very well to be a new product. But it was like my mental expectations of like, I want this shit to sell out. This is it's great. Everybody loves it. And it's true. Everybody does love it. And it is great. But the reality is like things do not move as fast as you see them in the commercials, right? But if you really like come into the present moment and look at what you've done and where you are, a lot of times you'll be very proud of yourself or very happy with yourself and grateful versus impatient, right? And I'm happy that I realized that. And it's, also the people I talk to that remind me like, wow, like you're doing really good, or like, I'm really proud of you. Like this is going off and all these things that are coming in, right? But if you already have this idea in your head of, something not being good enough, then it's hard to receive. But I'm like, yeah, like you right. And like quickly it was just like, huh, this is a new baby. This baby's very healthy. This baby's doing great. I love this baby. People love this baby. This baby has a good heart. So I trust, and I'm excited because like the reality is, yeah, like it's going well. Like 2020 has been a very um transformative year. And even if it's, for some people, if it's been a year of loss financially, a year of loss of home, of loved ones, um like there's something in there that we've all gained, and only you will know what that is, right? Only you can feel that and really understand that. But there's something in there, and a lot of it's due to the fact that we spend a lot of alone time, downtime, time without the distractions that we usually use to stay away from ourselves or stay away from, our lives. But now it's like you've had to sit and be with yourself, or you've had moments where more extended time than you used to with yourself and with other people, right? So there's been some forced healing going on, some some breakups going on. Some people's relationships are not going to survive the quarantine. They already haven't. And it makes sense because everything's like in this, compressed box where you experience each other in a shorter period of time than you usually would. So now everything is being revealed, seems like a lot, or seems like a lot of drama, but it's just happening quicker, or more in frequent doses than it usually would. So everything's just a little compressed. And hopefully some people or couples that are together realize that that is really what's going on, is that compression, that lack of space, lack of excitement, or different, doing something different. And I always say, if you have a car, or if you have a way to get transportation, then you can go somewhere. And it doesn't always have to be like, if I can't go on a plane, then I can't go anywhere. If I can't go to the club, or I can't go, to a game, then I can't go anywhere. Like, no, you can find somewhere you can fucking go, and you go. Like, it's not it's not that hard. And if you'll feel a lot better as well when you do, just do something, versus saying this mindset of I can't do anything, because that I can't do anything also will translate to work, translate to sex, relationships. It's just a limiting mindset. We don't want that kind of, energy in our minds. We want limitless, you know, limitless. It's time to step into your superpowers. That's what this whole trend and hashtag thing was for, was to um, give people hope that they could be a superhuman and realize that they already are. And I hope that's what a lot of people got out of this, even though it could be, it's a lot of funny memes out there, videos and stuff. But it's real. It's so real. I feel like um, the power of our mind and our will and the choices that we make, the power that we have to choose, right? To be picky too. Like we can be so particular with our choices. Like that's power right there. And that's creation right there. And every choice you make is you creating. And it's not, this manifestation drawing in, like you are the manifestation, like you are everything. Like you are putting things where they belong based on, your actions, your mindset. So Frost My Flakes, we get this question every 10 minutes. Every time somebody comes in new, what's your superpower? My superpower, like I said earlier, is I can create. I can create anything. I can create with intention, with energy, power. And I mean, I can create life. I can create, yeah. So that is my superpower, to create. I did, put in a request for the flying thing, but apparently that's on back order because everybody wanted to fly. So here I am. But I love my creativity. And one of my superpowers since I was a kid is I have a very visual memory, photographic memory. So I take pictures of things to remember them. But it also means a lot of times, like, I don't listen to things. If I don't see it, then it doesn't get my attention. So if it's just audio, then it won't go in unless, I'm listening, kind of thing. But if I see it, like, it's there, it's in there. So I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense. I make sense. But yeah, I think photographic memory is something a lot of people have. And I know that I do. And I get pretty good reaction time, like very above average reaction time. And I guess I'm really smart. What's reaction time? Like, are we talking about what's reaction time? Oh, are you talking about just quickness, like with your like ideas or responses? And being smart too is, I think that I've always been smart. That was my first um thing that I was proud of and felt that like I was maybe special, was that I was smart. Right? Some people think that or feel like their ability to dance or their ability to sing makes them special. For me, as a kid growing up, it was definitely that I was smart. And now as an adult, it's more of understanding that I'm a really good student. And I saw that when I was in elementary school, going to church, in college, in nursing school. Like I don't study, y'all. I don't study that well. But I will study, or I'll transcribe the information I need before the test, take the test, and I'll pass it. And I'll remember the shit too. But I never had the setup to study long hours before tests to really do it that way. It was always kind of like a thing you had to do quick and like, so I feel like I adapted some ways, but I really appreciate that because it makes you feel good, right? Like being smart makes you feel good. When your brain works well, when your brain retains information, it makes you feel good about yourself. Like a lot of us are getting, older or stop using skills or abilities that we used to use. And now you're like, man, like I can't remember how to spell was. Feel dumb. Or like, how do you spell chorus again? Like little things like that. And I don't think it's lack of smartness at all. I think it's like a muscle. Our brain can get out of shape and lazy. What do you call when you're out of shape? Like, yeah, just out of shape, right? Sluggish. Versus I feel my best when I have a lot of agility and I have like a spring to my step, right? Got a lot of energy. And in those phases, in those states, that's when I learn the easiest as well. But when I feel like not moving a lot, energy's low, body's kind of sluggish, also not going to be retaining information as well and responding as well. It's like your whole system got doo-doo and you're just sluggish, you know. So I try to be aware of that and keep my body in motion in some way, or just make it simple and just go on a hike. You know, you don't have to exercise, just go on a walk in nature and your body got a good rev. I've tested it before about 100 ms in physical response time. Yeah, I don't know if the feeling of superiority, but what it does feel good about being smart. Yeah. Yeah, it's not so much superiority, right? Like that's ego. And that's also a lie because anybody else could also have those superpowers, right? Like you being unique does not make you better. And I think that's what we're going for. Yeah, being unique, or what makes you unique does not make you better. And somebody has something else that makes them unique, which is as equally as valuable. So yeah, but it does definitely feel good to like be working right and like be feeling, sharp. And I remember at one point I got these brain training exercises. Remember the apps that used to be like so popular? Elevate, they're like the brain training apps. There's probably a lot more of them now. But when that first came out, I remember doing it and I had the free app on my phone and just doing these like little number memorizing exercises. But I was like, yes, like I don't want to lose my I don't want to lose my smartness. But a big part of that came from working with the elderly. So I was working with geriatric patients, and they're older, Alzheimer's, dementia, and I'm always thinking of how can I learn from this or be inspired by this. So I think of, and that's why I am the way I am a lot of times, or I get kind of like bajiggity on, stay moving, y'all, do this, is because I've been, in that environment. I've been in nursing homes, y'all. I've been in homes, and I've taken care of a lot of older people, a lot of them. Maybe some were grandparents. I've done a lot of hospice, so I'm very familiar with the end of life, and I'm not there yet. And so I want to learn from what I see from the end of life, by taking care of others, and learn how I can create or really shape my end of life, or live with purpose so that my end of life, is in my favor. But a lot of shit you can't control, true. But there are definitely choices we can make on a regular basis, like our mental health, um, our physical health, our sexual health, our diet, all that. Like people get older and want to blame their health decline on age, but really it's because we be sitting. We're sitting a lot more than we were before. That is why your health is declining. It's not the extra five numbers that you added. Um, and over time, without doing something about that declining health, then it just keeps declining until you die. Yeah. So it just makes so much more sense for me to do a little bit along the way, try to make it easier on myself, because I want to go until the wheels fall off. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to go into the wheels fall off, the spokes just fly, and I tumble down the hill into the cloud. But I do have a different relationship with death because of that too. I feel like there's a different way that we can experience it if we're conscious. Some people die suddenly, um, but some people not even that really, because I feel like even a person that died suddenly, if they mentally and had a different spiritual connection with death, then it would happen different for us, because fear shapes our reality. So why also wouldn't fear shape our death, right? And I think about death a lot. I don't know if it's not weird. I think about it a lot because it also inspires me to appreciate my life and appreciate, the now, the present, because it could go at any moment. You could die at any moment, right? Shit does happen, no matter how healthy you are, or all the precautions that you take. So it's more of a practice of appreciating life and gratitude when I think about, oh, I could die today, or death is imminent. But I also meditate positively on the feeling of it. And I remember you used to have those dreams where you would fall and then you wake up right before you hit the ground. And oh my gosh, those dreams, y'all. So glad I don't have them anymore. I haven't had one of those in a while. One time I fell off the bed though, having a dream. Oh, that was scary too because I actually fell, but it was just like I was moving and rolled off the side of the bed during a falling dream. So, I don't wish that on anybody. Oh, but let's bring this to a close, y'all. I just want to say you have superpowers. You are alive, you're conscious. You have so many choices and opportunities and connections to make in your life that, like, that's a lot of power to handle and to manage. And a lot of times that's where we get stuck or where we get fused and just make any decision is because can't even handle all the power that is available to us. So we get stuck in this like limited thing of like, I have to do this, I have to do this. And really it's just, if you could just unleash that part of you that's scared to come out, that sense of power in you that would scare you, that's what you need to let out. That is your superpower. You need to meet that. Okay. That energy is going to look different for everybody, but that's your superpower. And every day you have a chance to connect more, develop more, practice more. And sometimes you just don't because you're lazy. We lazy. We want things that we're not willing to work for, including superpowers. But, some of them are just gifts from creation. And even those, sometimes you don't discover them because a lot of shit going on, not even knowing yourself, not even loving yourself enough to say, hey, I'm a person that could have superpowers. Like, where's my remote at? I'm trying to show you my new lights. There it is. So this is our new install, y'all. Yes, we are in business. And then I like to turn on this lamp on my face. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so we changed that scenery. It looks weird right now because it's not even like all the way dark, but it looks good. All right, I'm gonna head out now to my couch and have some dinner. We got doing big things now, y'all. But thank you for sharing the song, for listening to Too Blessed, because we are at 45,000 views. That's a lot of views. I think that's more views than, it's not my most viewed video. But it's getting up there and I'm so happy. A lot of people are loving the song and feeling blessed. Like you feel gratitude when you listen to it. And that's why I made it. Like I was saying, I'll create with layers of intention. And I made that song to cultivate this energy, this environment of gratitude in your body and wherever you're singing it. And so it's been doing that. And I feel very in alignment and really grateful that that's happening. And I'm just proud of myself because I did it, right? Like we're talking about, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I've said that a lot. But I did a lot, I did it. And let's take this advice, both of us, all of us, go into 2021, saying less, doing it. Don't even do more. Just say less and just do you, But you keep saying shit, you're not doing it. You're just chasing this dragon of things that I'm not going to do when I said I did it. Like, just stop saying them. Make it easy on yourself. You can all do that, right? Simplify. Lead with love. Peace and chicken grease. Greenbodywellness.com. Go and get your body butters, y'all. Always forget to promote my own products. Isn't that just crazy? Go get some body butter if you love me. Actually, if you love your skin, because this is moisture on a different level. All right. Love you.